Previously on PolyArmoury.
I want to make sure that we keep ourselves updated on how the blossoming friendship between our favourite dragon and our favourite trash boy is going.
Yeah, we're really good, What are you guys up to? You should come over. Come, we're at Spellquest. On the way there, you notice there are quite a few empty glass bottles. They seem to be piling up in people's doorways, some just randomly lining the street. Written on the side of the glass bottle in slightly raised lettering, it says Nestler's Spring. It's almost like people are just using them and then throwing them away.
I mean, it's pretty sturdy. I give the glass a knock.
You give it a firm knock and it cracks.
I stand corrected. These things are shit. The only kind of trash that anyone really likes ends with an I.
Hang out with Trash Boy, who is absolutely wiping the floor with people at pool.
Oh god, are we getting into a dab battle?
It's about to throw down in this place.
I intend to run towards the wall and use the wall to do a backflip, then spin around and go into the lowest dab possible while I'm still spinning.
Thrall walks through holding up a little board saying round two. Yeah, we could be professional D-boys with an eye. Into the arena.
Whoop-asses are us, and
I
I
say that again.
I think it's quite good left as it is.
Oh no.
Did you not take them to whoop asses are us?
As I thrust my wand in the zombie's direction, it slips out of my hand, and I also trip on nothing and fall to the ground.
At least you're near your wand now.
Never look down the barrel of a loaded wand.
Remember that, kids.
Yeah.
Let's get some more magical death in your diet! And I fire the wand at one of the zombies. And I get another critical fail!
I'm pretty sure we used up all the good rolls with the dabbing contest.
Looking at Brilmara and impressed that after the uttering of please hit this time, there was a successful hit, Valarie looks up at the ceiling and says, "Please give me a lifetime supply of sex toys? Anything? No? Okay, it was worth a shot.
An attempt to fire a shot toward the eyes in the vague hope of blinding them, but I think that might be too optimistic. 9.
You're right, that is too optimistic.
I offer Trash Boy my robe so that Trash Boy can continue in my place.
Once again, 7 billionth time the charm, muster up his strength and willpower, point his wand, and let one rip.
Inside is a small newt with a green stripe along its back.
A newt?
Aww.
Do I just have a pet newt now? Michael Newt the minute newt.
Inside the capsule, there is a necklace that is shaped like a little poop.
Matching poop necklace. Now we just need to get one for the boy. I put on the poop necklace.
You put on the poop necklace. Ah.
Oh no, don't do that laugh. Oh no.
And you let
I
out
take the poop necklace off right away.
You let out the loudest and most offensive fart. As you take off the necklace, it crumbles to dust. But you still feel really gassy.
I'm not in any way attempting to hide my laughter. I find this hilarious.
Well, it's so lovely to see you.
It's lovely to see you too.
Yeah, that's Trash Boy. She does a little dab and then offers, they do a little handshake together. They've clearly been working on it for a while. Trash Boy spins round and takes a selfie with the two of them.
Can I make a knowledge arcana check to see how long I'm going to continue farting?
Please do.
I got a 3. The farts will never end. I've got terminal fart syndrome now. I can't help it.
And as you say that, you let out a little squeaker. Oh my god, sure, yeah. I really fancy a gin.
Nice. I'm not surprised by this. You seem like a gin person.
Comrade Gordon.
I think we should go back to our place.
I think we should go back to our place above the PolyArmoury with...
You let out a few more little...
Is that the last of it?
And that seems to be it. That seems to be it.
I think we are going to have a very, very good night together.
We're going to fuck like nasty beasts.
Fendirak is coming in the other way, and they are with a white-haired Durigar. This is Jardine. She's your replacement. The three of you have been promoted to requisition crew and returns with 3 badges, each bearing
we get badges?
Each bearing the sign of the PolyArmoury logo. Your basic job role is to try and recover stock for the company. If you find yourself in the presence of anything with historical value, it would be very much appreciated if you could return this to the museum, our head office. Jardine's going to be moving in once you've gone. Your first mission is going to be to head to Severton.
Fighting death and human horse, Thordsson tried to kill them all. They escaped the vile moor. Now PolyArmoury store. PolyArmoury.
That's fucking amazing.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Stone Monkey Radio's roleplay series, PolyArmoury. I am Jane Magnet, and I am the mistress of this dungeon. Joining me today to be punished until they scream the safe word, which today is cucumber, are Laura Kate Dale.
Hello, I am in Jane's house but locked in a separate room. I have yet to shout the safe word.
Locked in a cupboard until she screams the safe word. And joining me live via actual satellite, Astrid Johnson. Woo.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello,
Are there-
darling.
Are there actual satellites involved in getting the words from Astrid to us?
Well, I mean, it depends, really.
I thought it was like all underground cables these days.
I don't know. I don't know how any of this works anymore.
Sciencey shenanigans, basically.
Scientific shenanigans.
Yes.
It's all powered through some weird ether.
Yeah, something like that.
I think there's just some very small gnomes running the information back and forth
Yeah.
very fast.
And they have
Exactly.
tiny little lab coats on.
Absolutely. And they each have a 4 megapixel camera
Yeah.
and are on Instagram.
Is this how the Scry network works?
So,
Oh shit, sorry, did I spoil something?
no, but one day you might find out how the Scry network works.
Oh,
We'll find out.
I'm
I'm
not
not
sure I
today.
want to. Yes,
So what's
thank you.
everyone been up to?
I have had a weird week at work where I had a big old long company conference that took me at the office for a few days. I wrote about chess sequels on Steam. I wrote about butts in Metal Gear Solid, and I've been playing some video games that I'll be able to talk about soon. Like I've been playing through a lot of not Hyrule Warriors, Fire Emblem Warriors. Played through a lot of Fire Emblem Warriors this week.
Excellent. Is good?
I can give preview thoughts. I have to be very specific to say this is not a review. It's very much a Warriors game with Fire Emblem stuff put in it. If you like Warriors games and you like Fire Emblem, this will probably be for you.
I like one of those things.
Well, it is one of those things with
Yay.
another thing put into it.
I do like bonus content. Astrid, what's cool with you?
Well, things that are cool with me include the bullet point, not the rooms I've existed in today, because all of the air conditioning at my university is leaky and broken and thus not on. And fuck was it warm. It was so warm. I had a radio news day today, which is very exciting.
That is not on, like the air conditioning.
No, I had a radio news day today. That's very exciting. I will probably talk about it at some point because it's really cool, fun. And I have been transcribing interviews this week, which you will likely see on the internet in the coming weeks. Exciting. Not going to tell you where. That's a surprise.
What have you been up to, Jane?
I have recorded and started the edit on the final episode of the programme. So that
heck.
will, as I originally predicted, hopefully be out in time for Halloween.
Halloween?
Halloween.
Hecking splendid.
Also, I planned my Halloween costume for work, which will be wunderbar.
I look forward to seeing this.
I've
Yes,
seen
this-
many an injury prosthetic, and I'm very excited.
Oh, yes, because, yes.
Oh.
Because you're here, aren't you? So you've seen my
Oh.
injury
Yeah.
prosthetics.
Oh.
I don't know why. I'm just looking through my notes here. Apparently, at the top of the page, I've just written no Yoshi's allowed. Brackets Ben Briggs. So I'm guessing
Oh.
that's some music I wanted to hear at some point. Maybe check that out
That's
if you fancy a bit of Ben Briggs.
And tell us what you think in case we
very
forget to listen to it.
Also, I would point out that the competition is still on and will still be on when this episode goes up. So get doing a draw and a scribble and making of pretty things. It was announced on the PolyArmoury Twitter, but I don't think anyone's really noticed. So hopefully, when last week's episode goes up, people will be more engaged. Yeah.
Considering that I cannot enter, I'm still going to try and draw everyone from the PolyArmoury this week. So I'm going to try and do a bit of art.
I bought a new sketchbook, and I'm gonna do some more polyarmoury art in it.
Yes. Excellent, and I hope to see that up on the Polycuties Instagram. At the end of last episode, you'd been promoted. You have a number of options before you. What do you want to do?
I'm very much into the idea of going straight off to Severton in order to go do our first job as promoted employees, because I was so convinced we were being fired when I heard about our replacement. That
God,
I'm like,
same.
Yeah, that I'm like, okay, we got promoted, let's make a good first impression and go straight off and go do a job.
My heart fucking sank when I heard the word replacement.
We've taken too much time off going to do things for ourselves.
That we got fired. But no, we got promoted. That's
So,
actually what happened.
That's the opposite of what you thought.
Indeed.
I want to impress work and go straight to Severton to go do the job.
And I am completely with you on that.
Okay. Points dramatically to Severton. So, you head off to the stables by the surface gate, and you see Barry, who hands you over the cart and the piggies, and a small stone. This is handed to Madame Valarie. So, now this is officially your cart and you've got to look after it. It's a bit more important you take care of it and anything you happen to leave in there. So this is the security device. And hands you this small cuboid, semi-transparent stone.
Oh.
It's got a vague green colour to it. And if you point it at the cart and do a little gesture, it will create a force shield around the cart, meaning that no one can...
Does the cart beep?
Of course.
Does it beep twice? Yes! Yes!
Actually.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, good.
It's a central locking cart now. No one will steal your piggies, and you can safely leave things on it and get out of the cart.
To just ask like a very game mechanics question, when you say that like everything will be safe, is this like a 100% definitely things will be safe if we do this and we don't have to worry about what we leave in there? Or is this like an actual car where someone could still smash in the window quite easily and take things?
It's magic, so there's not going to be anyone smashing in the car. I imagine you would have to be very powerful magically to get through this. I imagine that should a purple worm come tunnelling through, it might eat the whole thing, potentially.
But
generally speaking,
everything's fine.
Generally speaking, it's safe to leave stuff there. You can get out of the cart. Because I didn't want you getting too tied to it, knowing that in the past your carts have been stolen while you were asleep in them.
Yes.
So I have a list of things we need to get now.
Okay.
So we need a comical bumper sticker, a pair of fuzzy D20s, some sick rims.
So, in terms of like comical bumper stickers, the only D20 related bumper sticker I can think of, and it's not good for our party, but it's a D&D one still.
My other cart's a slave boy.
The only one that's in my mind is barred to the bone.
Yeah.
Barred to the bone. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. We also need to get some. Enchanted lights. So maybe some Greek fire that we can put underneath it that doesn't burn the car, obviously. So an alternate solution. And I'm also thinking we get hydraulics.
I don't know if
That's not going to be good for the
exists.
piggies.
Oh no, it's good. It's a good point. We get the piggies automatic
spring
stilts
shoes.
as well. Yeah, spring
You get them
shoes.
little spring shoes, boing, boing, boing. Then it'll bounce along.
Yes, there we go.
And they would look
and
cute
we also need to get a small pixie with a lute installed, and teach it Willie Nelson songs.
Any particular reason why you're going with Willie Nelson?
And the road again. Because we're going to be on the road again, Jane.
Again. Okay, very well.
Yeah.
Well, be careful not to ride into a ring of fire while you're down there. And yes, I realise that wasn't Willie Nelson.
It's fine. We'll also teach
Have some Johnny Cash too.
We'll teach it Johnny Cash songs.
Hopefully we won't go down and the flames get higher.
Yeah.
Problem is, I can't hear that song without thinking of the Silent Hill movie now.
Yeah. We need to teach it songs from the Dark Elves as well. Their popular song, I Believe in a Thing Called Magic.
That's how I feel about them.
That is canon how they sound.
Clipping hard in my blue lines. Ooh. Anyway, should we?
Yeah, should we go to
Stop doing shitty cover versions of songs.
Okay. I am going to have a good think, though.
Creep, I'm a weirdo.
Oh, God, no.
Oh God, there's always one that sings it, puts it on at a party, eh? It's usually me. But like the postmodern jukebox version, because Haley
Oh, of
Reinhart's
course, 'cause it's
a
fucking
kick-ass
great.
singer.
I'm a big fan of the one sung by Homeless Mustard.
Yes, that's a very good version.
His cover of Creep is a very good
Yes, it's so good.
And I like Bill Bailey's indie version.
cover. Yeah.
Oh.
I love that
Oh, I
we're
love
15
that
minutes
one.
into this and we're just discussing Creep.
To Severton.
You head towards Severton, which you are aware was attacked a few weeks ago, because if you remember, that was where that
yes, we
person
go.
you met in the bar seemed to say it was about a day and a half to the southwest.
Yeah, and we're going there because because the PolyArmoury company want us to see
Cover
if
anything you can.
they want us to recover anything that they can from the PolyArmoury branch that was in Severton and has likely been destroyed.
I would imagine everything in Severton's been destroyed.
Yeah.
If what we believe to have happened has happened there, and if that person that you met in the bar that you never bothered asking their name had any ideas. Anyway, so you trundle out of town. You happen to see a couple of Trash Boys' random staff just taking goods back to the dungeon, and they give you a little wave/dab, and then they realise they have to pick up all the things they just dropped.
As we slowly cut past, I just go, "La." But like we haven't moved much, so we're just now sitting there and awkwardly silent.
I stand on the cart while it moves and do a dab and keep the dab held as long as I'm in sight.
Oh shit!
So for the next 20 minutes, you maintain a dab position.
That is the kind of perseverance
Trot
that
along.
I will stick with that, yeah.
I love this mental image so much of Laura just standing and doing
Super committed.
Of Brilmara just doing a dab for 20 minutes whilst
Yeah.
Valarie goes la.
I can't let them see I
And
gave
Thrall's
up on
just
the
looking
dab.
between the two of you like, what the fuck?
I can't let them see I gave up on the dab. Dab is life.
Dab life. I didn't choose the dab life. The dab life chose to go on a road trip to Severton. You are heading south, or southwest rather. On about halfway through your journey, you're sort of getting ready, thinking about trying to find somewhere to stop for the night. You see a small independent chicken shop named Tasty Rat, all one word. And it appears to be some form of drive-through where you can pick up some Tasty Rat. All one word.
I turn over to Brilmara and Thrall and I say, "Hey guys, do you fancy going for something a little bit different? Do you fancy some fried rat?"
I'm very up for going to this restaurant, but I hope, for the sake of convenience, that they have a very similar menu to the places that we are used to going.
You'll find out if you get round there. So you popping into Tasty
Let's
Rat?
pop into
all
the
one word?
drive-thru.
Let's pop in for dinner.
Let's go into the drive-thru and see how that goes. Because
Okay.
I'm curious.
So you head through the drive-through and come up to a window. You are greeted by a very, 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 very tired-looking goblin. He doesn't look terribly pleased to see you because there's obviously not been a lot of traffic through here recently, but all of a sudden they've got to do some work. Oh no. Alright, welcome to Tasty Rat, all one word, what can I get you? And there is a menu behind them. They appear to sell a rat fillet burger and fries.
Excellent.
And some sort of rat nuggets. Croak cola. Also, some Nestle Spring. Should you like to try some Nestle Spring?
Oh, it's like slightly shit tier rat.
Think Chicken Cottage or Dallas Chicken and Ribs.
Oh, fucking love chicken cottage.
Can I just say, my favourite one of those I saw recently, I saw a photo online of Alaska fried chicken, and I'm like, do they have chickens in Alaska? I don't think so.
They have Sarah Palin, so angry Republicans. Do they count as chickens?
So can we essentially get our standard Daru's order from here?
No.
No.
You
It's
you can't
just,
get a meal.
yeah.
You can get individual items,
I think
and there's not a huge amount of them.
we should get the rat nuggets. Like a fuckload of rat nuggets and dipping sauce.
You want,
Let's
like, a
say
20 box
perhaps
of
a share box of rat nuggets.
For 1 gold, you can get 20 rat nuggets
Do we
and
each
fries.
want 20 rat nuggets and fries? Are we feeling particularly gluttonous on this journey?
Sure, let's eat a whole share box each.
Okay, so that's 3 gold and let's say 3 bottles of this thing. What's this?
Nestle
Sprang? Sorry, the sign's a bit far away. I need to get my eyes tested.
I would be a Nestle. You want a Nestle Spring and 3 sharing boxes.
Yeah,
All
3
right.
Nesta Springs and 3 sharing boxes, please.
Drive up to the next window.
Okie dokie.
So you hand your
5 minutes later.
hand
Oh,
your
no.
pennies over,
Excellent.
and the same goblin that you saw from the previous window now hands you a huge sack of food. You greedy bastards!
Yes! We live in decadence!
Thank you for coming to Tasty Rats. Please come again.
Very quick, can I make a perception check to see if this goblin has a chain on their foot?
You can.
I'm crossing my fingers. 17!
You sit up slightly in the cart, and you think you can hear a jingling, and upon actually physically standing up, you notice that yes, in fact, this goblin is in fact chained to something.
We'll be
Now,
back, and I ride away.
Before we do anything else, I just want to remind you of a little something, Madam Valarie, which is that we now have badges that say where we work, and if you were to liberate somewhere with a company badge on, that might reflect upon the company. So I'm going to make a suggestion, and that is that we all take off our company badges and basically use them like FBI badges, that we just kind of flash them when required.
Holy shit.
Because I would rather, flash the badge and be like, look, I'm all important, I have the badge, rather than forget to take it off and then you do something that reflects poorly on the company and we will pay for it.
Brilmara Ironthor, FBI. Or
Laura.
PA.
Yeah, no, Jane.
Hello.
Does this mean we can get coffee and donuts?
I can arrange for you to get coffee and donuts. I would also
And
point
sit in
out
red
that
rooms for 25 years?
that would be very boring, and I would have to make you all talk backwards.
Hello
in
and
order
welcome
to
to episode 300 of PolyArmoury. What are you doing? Sitting in a red room. Hello and welcome to episode 300. No,
the curtain vaguely moves.
the curtain arc.
The blonde woman who is apparently the small man's cousin, who looks a lot like someone else you've seen, she starts screaming.
Make
and
a
the lights
wisdom
start
saving
flickering.
throw.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
I've been trying to think of FBI style acronyms for who we are. I kind of like PAP, which is the PolyArmoury Promotees, because we got promoted and that's where we work.
What is
So
our
I'm just
official
thinking-
job role?
Your requisition
Idols.
crew.
Requisition
So
group.
you could
We're
be
Park.
PARC. Park.
With Park.
Park.
Oh,
See,
God.
we're so close to being PARP. I also, for some reason,
PARP.
thought that the acronym for that would be PARP.
You could be PolyArmoury Requisition People, I suppose.
Can we be PARP? The
This show
PARP
is getting
squad.
way more
With
farty
the
than I
Park
planned.
Patrol.
This show is getting way more toilet humoury than I ever planned.
You are the person that put in an item that forcibly makes people fart for a
I
while.
put one fart necklace in a game and suddenly I'm blamed for all the shit.
two part necklaces
It's
in a
because-
game.
No,
It's
no,
because
no,
we-
no. I
Yeah.
wrote them into the yellow list, and you decided to put them on.
Yeah. It's because we identified that as a sign that we should just let the fucking toilet humour flow.
And
Okay,
flow
I
it
guess
did.
Yes.
we broke the seal on fart humour.
Hey. Okay, so let's take our badges off and liberate this restaurant, yeah?
No.
I would also
maybe we
quickly
come back
just
later.
warning, just briefly on the side of caution. You're also in a cart marked quite liberally with the PolyArmoury
yeah,
logos.
this is the.
Let's finish this. Okay. Let's finish this
let's show
job.
some
Let's
restraint.
finish this
for
job,
now.
repaint the cart, and then liberate.
Yes. No.
Tasty
finish
rat,
this.
all one word.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so are you going to sit and eat your...
Oh shit! Hang on. I just need to put it in my notes. Liberate tasty rats. Okay, there we go.
Capital T, capital R, all one word.
Cool.
Make sure to also put in your notes Park Patrol, because we can't forget.
I'm not
going to
give it any context as well.
Yes. Park Patrol.
I suppose you could just be PolyArmoury Requisition patrol.
Yeah, we
So
we
you
could
just
just
be
be
Parp.
Parp. Yeah, we are Parp.
We are Parp. So, you stopping to eat?
I think we sort of pull up in the cart park and
Yes.
have dinner in the back of the cart.
Then I would like to see some of that sweet, sweet constitution checking, please.
21 on Constitution.
Holy shit! You
Okay.
stunk
Yeah.
that chicken. You stunk that rat like a motherfucker.
You
Yeah.
can have yourself a point of inspiration for that.
Nice.
Thank
If you do
you.
not
I will
already
make
have
a
one.
note of that. I don't believe I have one currently.
Hey, got an 8. I feel a little bit unwell.
You feel very unwell, and you, certainly more than Brilmara, are very aware of the fact that this does not taste quite the same as most rat that you've eaten before.
Oh no.
Can we have one for the boy?
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
What's the boy's modifier? Is his just
The boy's modifier is I think it's pretty good. No, it's -1. Hey, the boy got a natural 20.
Very well. The boy gobbles his down much as usual.
Me and Thrall are
gets
just
off a
having a
lovely
great time.
burp.
You are. Yeah, I mean, I think you're all faintly aware that it's not Daru's.
Yeah,
but Valarie, more than the other two, is very aware that there's something about it that's not familiar.
I don't care what it is. I'm feeding a little bit of it to Michael. As we all remember, Michael Newt, my minute Newt.
Is there a nugget left that I can make an investigation check on? I'm not sure whether this is going to be good for my psyche.
You've all had your constitution roll, so I'm afraid I cannot allow you to do that.
Yeah, I'd probably have to make a wisdom saving throw if I got a high enough investigation score anyway.
Although, to be fair, you have, I'm not sure how you would investigate with sort of picking your teeth at this stage, but you're consciously aware that something is up. And Puff is a bit sad that they have been forgotten over Michael Newt, your minute Newt.
Puff, as I understand, as a pseudo dragon, is not actually like tangible. I don't think so. I don't know if Puff can eat, which is why I didn't offer Puff food. I need to check this. In my mind, I don't know whether like
I thought it was just a dragon that you summoned, and it existed until it got killed, and then you just summoned it again.
yeah, no, actually, you're right. It is more tangible than I, for whatever reason, thought in my head. So
Let's go back through the drive-thru again.
no, I also share a bit with Puff. So Michael and Puff both get a little bit of chicken nugget.
Aww.
Or of rat nugget, sorry.
Maybe that's what it is. That's why it tastes funny.
Okay.
Never had chicken
Disgusting
before.
chicken, ugh.
Bloody human food.
After Severton, come back masked up in an unmarked carriage and liberate the fucking place. Look into acquiring Molotov cocktails.
Does Molotov
Actually,
exist in
no.
this world?
Well, glass, alcohol, and fire exist in this world, so I guess you could make one.
I merely meant that would they be
flags.
called...
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah.
would they be called Molotov cocktails, since Molotov doesn't exist in this world?
I'm now picturing like Koboltov.
Koboltov.
Yeah, Koboltov cocktail.
Yeah, someone else other than Molotov definitely invented them. Probably a knoll.
Probably a mall.
There's probably a knoll called Molotov somewhere in this wonderful world.
Nolatov cocktail.
Molotov!
That's canon.
Yes! Yes! We have changed the world! Okay.
This is what people call collaborative storytelling.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You just invented a knoll who invented Molotov cocktails.
Cool.
But in canon, they are called Molotov cocktails, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Yep, they are now.
Excellent.
Okay.
I changed it anyway to acquiring red flags and weapons to arm the proletariat workers. But anyway, let's keep going. Before we do, actually,
Okay. Good.
I think we should crack open these drinks that we've got and see what they're like.
You pop the tops off of these bottles of Nestle Spring, which is perfectly cooled. You give them a sniff, and it smells like water. And you drink it, and it tastes like water
Oh, shit,
that you might
it's cool.
drink out of any river.
Oh wow, we just paid a silver for some bottled fucking water.
Came in a fancy bottle.
Oh no.
Well, it came in a fancy bottle that we can use to make Nolatov cocktails later, so it's
As you say that,
Oh,
one of the bottles
shit.
cracks.
I'm I think maybe we should invest in some really quality reusable water bottles.
I mean, you have water skins. That comes as part of your adventurous
Oh, yeah,
pack,
that's a
or
good point.
whichever
Yeah.
packs you've got. Because I assume
Well,
you've bought
we-
some at some point.
We
We never got.
Oh,
We never
goodness.
got. We never got those packs because we had to leave our prior establishment in a hurry.
Oh, yeah, and then you didn't buy any at the shops at any of the time you had opportunities to go to the
shit.
shops. Oh, goodness.
Oh,
What a
shit.
shame. And you didn't go before you left town either.
Oh, shit.
Just as well I put this drive-through here on the way to where you were going.
Oh, does the drive-through have like a little gift shop, like a Little Chef? Can I buy a crossword puzzle?
No,
at
I'm
least?
afraid not.
Oh, okay.
It's not that kind of establishment.
Oh,
Are you heading off back towards your intended destination?
I suppose so. There's no going back now.
How late are we getting in the day on our journey?
It's pretty late in the day, you know, especially now you've eaten such a big meal, you're getting quite sleepy.
Is it worth us pulling up somewhere to sleep for the night?
Before we go to bed, I take out the translucent green stone and I squeeze it.
You hear, burp, burp.
Is there now a force field surrounding us?
There is a force field surrounding you.
Excellent! We're not going to get our fucking wheels stolen again.
We can safely sleep in the back of a cart this time.
Unless someone digs like a fucking tunnel under the... No. Okay, let's have a cheeky sleep.
You head off to bed. You sleep very well. That was a good sleep. Congratulations on your long rest.
Yay!
Everyone's spell slot's happy.
I forgot I have disguise kit proficiency.
Got all sorts of things that you never use.
Yeah, I need to use things more often.
You wake the next morning, feeling refreshed. You heading off to Severton?
On the road we go. On the road again. We can't wait to get on the road again to Severton.
You wake the piggies, give them a little bit of breakfast.
And a little belly rub.
A little belly wubs. They give you an appreciative little... and do a nuzzle.
Can I just say how much I appreciate that we now have practically like a zoo with us? We have pigs, we have a lizard, we have a dragon. Yeah, and a newt. A newt is not technically a lizard, they are separate things. But like, we have all these cute animals with us now.
You do.
Oh, shit.
Oh, heck.
Oh, heck.
You head off towards Severton. Just around lunchtime, you start to hit what you assume is the edge of town. And the first thing to really hit you is the smell.
Oh.
It smells of burnt meat.
Oh, God.
And fairly quickly you establish that these are burnt, charred, rotting bodies.
Oh,
It's
Christ.
been a good couple of weeks since this town was attacked, and
So,
nobody's been doing any cleanup.
Can I just ask a practical question? You know our force field for the cart? Can we
Yeah.
have that activated while we're riding the cart?
No, because
No.
it's got locking wheels.
Okay. See, I was like, can we use that as a way to keep the smell out?
Nope.
No.
That's good to note, though, because if someone tries to steal our car, we can just hit the button.
Yeah. Also, just as a complete side note, I've literally just had the exciting realization that because I have the Speak with Animals cantrip, I can talk to Michael Newt, and I can talk to the pigs. Sorry, I know this is irrelevant right now, but I just got very excited.
It's
that
entirely
I
relevant right
I
now.
can talk to the pigs and Michael Newt. I could already talk to Puff because telepathy, but I'm so excited.
Can you hide it?
I just can't hide it.
Wow.
I think I'm about to lose control, and I think I like it.
You think you're like, well, do
Yeah.
keep us updated on
You
that.
know what? I'm pretty confident that I like it.
News at 11. Anyway, shall I continue?
Yes, continue. It smells pretty shit.
It smells pretty damn awful. It smells of rot and fire and meat. You start to come into the edge of town. There are bits of leftover building. They've been blasted by something large and extremely powerful. You spot the first of the bodies shortly after this, and the first body you see, this person has been badly burnt. They're 80% carbonised bone and the rest is charred, rotting meat. They died on fire and running for their life. As you get more into town, the bodies are getting more and more common, and the stench of death is getting stronger and stronger, and constitution check.
Oh, fuck.
21 constitution, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I have 9 constitution.
I got the
Okay.
bucket.
Yep, you're feeling a bit sicky, and you're going to have disadvantage on throws until you leave town.
Okay.
And for the boy,
10.
has just scraped through that one.
Oh, thank goodness.
So only one of you is weakened by this. The town is ruined. Everything is burned and blasted to rubble. You eventually come to what looks like a PolyArmoury sign sat on the floor near an old building. And here the roof has caved in. There is rubble everywhere. There are bits of weapons. They've largely been smashed or broken or burned. And you are here. Welcome to PolyArmoury in what remains of Severton.
With an 11 in passive perception, do I notice anything in terms of like a good place to start with looking through the PolyArmoury rubble?
You automatically see that there appears to be some larger objects in the not too far distance where you would assume their back room would be.
I want to go have a proper good investigate of that sort of back roomish area.
You step over the rubble and start to head towards what would be the back room, where you know from 2 previous polyarmories that's where they keep the safe. You step at one point on something that is a bit squishy, and you realise that it is the charred, rotting remains of a patron, a member of staff. It's very hard to tell.
Oh, shit.
The scry pad, the company scry pad is smashed to pieces, but you can tell that's what it is from the colouring. You pick your way towards the back of the room, and there is a large metal safe that is still very much secured to the floor and in one piece and locked.
Okay.
Can I do an investigation check to see if I can work out how to... what is attaching it? What's the weakest thing keeping it attached to the floor?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's do that investigation check.
13.
It appears to be some kind of bolts, which you would imagine are quite long and driven into the ground for it to have survived in this upright position, surrounded by smashy things.
So I don't have thieves' tools on me, but I do have a good sleight of hand check, and I'm trying to think if maybe I could use Brilmara.
Yes.
Have you got any small metal objects?
I will have a quick look, see if I have any small metal objects. How small a metal are we talking?
I'm looking for something I can at least use as a barely passable lockpick. Oh, do you think napalm would burn through it?
Through metal. It's not thermite.
Oh, okay. Can we make thermite? No.
I wouldn't be able to broadcast the podcast in which you do that.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
only
you
if we
say that.
specify how we made thermite.
I mean, you say that, but I did learn how to make thermite in GCSE chemistry class.
Oh, okay. It
so
probably
it
shouldn't
might
be
be
encouraged.
fine.
We'll probably get flagged by...
Please don't
Jump
try
or
this
something.
at home.
Do not try this at home.
I don't think I have the things I would need anyway.
No. Enough of the bomb making on PolyArmoury this week.
I make a sleight of hand check at a disadvantage to try and pick the lock of the safe with makeshift thieves' tools that will come in the form of my crossbow bolts.
I mean, you're in a PolyArmoury. There's probably pointy things around.
Oh,
But
yeah,
yes,
that's a
you
good
can
point.
use one of your crossbow bolts.
Okay.
Go for it.
Oh, I did really good.
With your 19, you're getting some clicks out of it. You think maybe if you had a different tool, you might be able to do it. And if you do get
Okay.
a different tool, I will let you have advantage on the roll.
Okay, I make a perception check to try and look around the PolyArmoury to see if there's anything vaguely reminiscent of thieves' tools, or perhaps even actual thieves' tools, because I wouldn't be surprised if we sold them as a company.
You would, because you've been working for PolyArmoury long enough and you know that's not a product you sell.
Oh, okay, fair
not
enough.
a
In which case, I look for something I can use as a makeshift lockpick. Oh no.
You are...
Oh no.
It's really
I find a
dark.
mace!
Very
No.
dark in here.
Do you think this mace would work, Brilmara?
You
Do
are
you think it-
holding
do you
a
think
piece
this-
of wood.
Oh no.
I'm also going to do a perception and see if I can find anything that's better than a piece of wood that you thought was a mace.
Thank you.
I
That's
get
better.
disadvantage, so 15.
That's still a very good score.
It's not a bad score.
And you're just scouring the floor or just around the PolyArmoury itself?
Just the PolyArmoury itself, I'm looking for anything small, thin metal.
You don't find anything small specifically, but you do find a rapier which is very thin and pointy.
Could make that work.
It would be
How-
awkward, but
What kind of quality is the rapier in?
It's pretty good. If you wanted to use it as a weapon, you could probably try.
Can I try?
I am proficient, I think. But you try.
Oh yeah, no,
Huh?
yeah, it's alright. You do the thing because you're getting advantage if you.
I mean,
find
there is
something
the rest of the
different to
town.
do
If you
don't
want to,
you?
do you want to have a look around anywhere
We'll give
else?
it a go,
for
and if
ideas?
it doesn't quite work, we'll have another look around and see if there's anything in the rest of the town that might be able to help us.
Okay.
So, am I getting an advantage on this one?
Yes.
Okay. 14.
For 14,
Yeah.
it feels really close. It feels
Right.
really close. Like there's something, but maybe it's just the awkwardness of the length of the rapier, and it's heavier at the other end that you're poking it with. Really doesn't seem to be working out very well.
That's fair.
And as you're doing this, you think you hear a noise behind you.
Can I do perception?
Please do.
12.
Okay.
2.
You are staring at the floor, and you go, "Aha!"
Thank you.
Brilmara, for a 12, you think you see something moving a few buildings away.
I'm gonna suggest we try and stealth and see how well we can hide ourselves away so that we can see who or what is approaching while not being seen. So stealth.
How are you going about that?
Okay. I hide behind the safe.
Okay.
Okay. I have an 8 in stealth.
21.
You stand mostly behind the safe. Astrid, you are completely concealed behind the safe. What is
Yay!
Puff and Thrall doing?
I'll do Thrall, you do Puff.
Yeah.
A. Thrall gets a 12.
6.
Okay, so Puff is fluffing their wings out a bit in a slightly noisy manner and burps loudly. Must be something to do with that rat nugget.
Oh, that would be cute if it weren't threatening our lives.
There is absolute silence. What do you want to do? There is a whole town out here.
There is a whole town out here, and we're
Okay.
hiding behind a safe.
Can
really
I just
badly.
ask, are there any living animals around, like any birds flying around or anything?
You don't get many birds in the Underdark.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
Bats,
that's a good
maybe,
call.
but
Bats. Are there any bats, perhaps?
nothing you can immediately see.
Can I try using the cantrip Speak with Animals to try and speak in bat and see if any bats reply?
Please. Okay, so much for your stealth. Excellent.
It's fine. Bats communicate by, I believe, subsonic communication, so I don't think people would hear the bat shouts.
People wouldn't hear the bat shouts, but we don't know the frequency range of other creatures.
You start shouting in batties at
Basically being like,
at
hey,
any bats.
Hey bats, any of you around? Hoping to know who's coming for us.
Can I get Thrall to make a perception check to see if he can hear that frequency of sound?
Yes, you can make that roll. Yes,
Oh,
you
no.
can hear that frequency.
Oh no!
Oh, well.
It's fine. We'll be fine
And Thrall is a little bit like, "Eh."
because it's still very high for him.
It's very high. Yes, very sensitive little ears.
Aw.
So you asking for help, or
I'm
how were
asking
you?
for help and or information of who's coming from where.
And you're just being like, "Hey, animal life, do you know if anything is coming to get me?"
Hey bats, what's up? Are we in danger? What's up, bats?
Okay, and a bat starts to sort of fly around above your head and says, "Nah, man, it's all cool."
Is it in fact all cool, or is the bat incorrect? I trust the bat. I get out from the hiding spot.
I cast mage armor on myself just in case. For the next 8 hours, my armor class is now 17 instead of 14. Yeah.
Congratulations, you have
Yes.
some mage armor.
Yay!
What is this? What does it look like?
You initially see it, and it looks like this gorgeous set of scale armor, but then it fades out, and it becomes transparent.
Ooh,
And
shame.
you will only, from this point, see it when it gets hit. Almost like a force field.
Ah, nice. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are alone in town with a bat flying around your head.
Okay, I'm coming completely out of my hiding spot.
Okay.
And I want to ask the bat, be like, hey bat, do you mind coming and helping me with something for a sec?
Oh, what's up, man? here?
Hey, so I'm still a bit new to learning bat, and I'm not very good at using this for sonar yet. We're trying to get into this safe. Is there any chance you can use your cool voice and see if you can help us work out how to get into this thing? We're trying to pick our way in.
Hey, safe. Stop be more safe. The safe does not respond.
No, can you see where the pins in the lock are or anything? With your cool sonar voice?
Yeah.
Where are they?
They're in the safe, man.
Can I try, what would I need to do to be get a hold of it? No, it's fine. Okay, thank you for trying to help, Bat. It's very appreciated.
It's cool. It's been nice rapping with you. I gotta shoot, but have a good day.
In frustration, I turn to the safe and just in Bat, in the hopes that, I can use sonar because I can speak Bat, I just kind of ask the safe, I'm like, hello inside of the lock, can I see what's in the lock?
Brilmara,
Yes.
shall we, rather than talking to the safe, in that,
Okay.
go and find... I think we should try and find somewhere that looks like it may have, at one point, sold small metal objects that I can use as thieves' tools.
Fine.
I mean, I see what you were going for, and I
was really hoping
Right.
I had sonar powers now, okay? I wanted to know that I had cool new powers.
Maybe you will, in time.
Okay, fine. Can I do a general perception check to see if there's any buildings we can see around that look like they might have had small metal objects in them?
Always do. Always
I will
do the
always
roll.
do.
Always do. Always do the roll. Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
considering that you are the DM, I do like to just, get approval first. Perception. I had a natural 2021, but because of disadvantage, it's a 5.
Because you're still
Aw.
gagging on the fetid air.
I got a 14.
Roll?
A -1.
Can I send Puff doing an overhead run as well to see if Puff spots anything?
Okay, well, let's do a puffception roll.
Oh shit, do we basically have a drone now?
Yeah, let's do blimp cam.
Yes!
There is a set perception for Puff. 6.
You send Puff away, and with your telepathic connection, it is pretty damn pathetic. The signal keeps breaking up. It's all very patchy. At one point, you completely lose control, and you hear a thunk, as if Puff has flown into something.
Oh no!
Eventually comes back looking a bit dazed, but generally fine. You sort of start to stumble around town a bit. There's homes that have been smashed open, cooking pots and bedding lying strewn in what remains of the street. More charred, carbonised skeletons all over the place. You wonder what you think is just across town. It seems like you're actually going maybe a bit too far, because you come to what seems like a bit more of an industrial area. There is the remains of a warehouse, which has one wall remaining, almost entirely intact. And it is the wall with the main side doors that open to the largest point. The doors themselves, however, seem to have fallen slightly off their hinges, so they are locked against each other, where the tops are butting against each other and the bottoms are ever so slightly apart, but not enough that any of you could get through.
Okay.
The rest of the building appears to have chunks out of it, holes, all the windows are smashed. It's a warehouse. You imagine there might be another door, but you're certainly not getting in this way.
You said the doors are slightly off their hinges.
Yes.
Are there any, exposed screws or anything?
Yes, but we've already established you don't really have anything pointy enough, so I'm not sure how you would undo them. And they are big-ass doors.
That's what I meant by exposed screws, by, if the door being slightly off its hinge and maybe pulled a screw slightly out, that we could maybe turn and get out by hand.
No, the bit that's it's dropped off is on the inside wall,
Okay, right.
so it wouldn't actually be exposed enough that you could get to it.
Okay.
I suppose that makes sense for security purposes.
Probably for security reasons.
Yeah. Is there a hole that I could maybe reasonably climb through?
You can certainly try. Let's have an athletics. checks.
Shit.
Okay, you start to climb up the side of the building to get to a hole. You are sort of moving across the building a bit, wherever there is a handhold. You get about 10 feet up and you fall on your arse. And right beside a door. To the side of the door, you notice that it says staff entrance, and above the door, it says Obmans.
I turn to look at Brilmara and Thrall. I say, I meant to do that. Found the door. Look, guys, it's the door.
Does the door tell you anything about where we are?
It's a place called Obmans. I'm not sure what that entails. Hey, do you ever wonder if we're just really lucky and usually quite incompetent?
Nah.
Yeah, it can't be that. I stand up and dust my ass off.
Can I do either a history or insight check to try and work out if maybe I remember in universe what this place is from the name?
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Always do the roll.
History, 12,
Right.
12, because disadvantage.
12. You think, I've seen this somewhere before, and you take the Scrytome off of Thrall, who is,
Oh,
as
yeah, we can
usual,
do that.
playing Pigimon away,
We can just Google it. I forgot.
and you look at the contacts list, and there, as exactly as your memory recalls, Trash Boy, Lauren, Oberman, brackets, Boss, and Dave, brackets, Worm Guy.
Oh.
Okay, this is... Oh.
This is the boss of whoever's phone we took.
Yeah, it
Seems
was
to
seen
be.
that way. I am going to check the door to see if it's locked or not.
You check the door, and it immediately falls straight forward into the warehouse. The door is technically open.
And I'm
Yay!
assuming it didn't conveniently pull any screws out of the wall or anything as it fell, no.
It pulled all of its screws out of the wall and fell over.
Can I just
But
take some screws then?
If you'd like to take some screws, yes.
Oh, I'm taking these screws. I know this sounds weird, but there's going to be a reason for it. I'm
with you. I'm with
yeah,
your thinking.
okay, I pick up all the screws.
Congratulations, you have a handful of rusty screws.
I think I know where you're going with it, but I don't want to say because I want it to happen.
That's fine.
And then me to go, oh shit, yeah, you did the thing.
Dramatic
Yeah.
irony.
So we'll continue looking through here for now, but I'm definitely putting down in my treasures a handful of rusty screws.
Nice. Okay. I walk through the door and I have a look around. Perception check. 5!
You appear to be in a warehouse.
I'm not good at seeing things.
You walk in and you see a large number of stacked crates, very much like you would expect to see in a warehouse. There is a lot of mess and a lot of debris, but here you are at the staff entrance. There's what used to be a corridor between these boxes has now had many of them sort of fall in. And you notice, again, these appear to be traps, like you've sold at the PolyArmoury, but bootleg versions.
Oh.
So you're seeing Morpin, the angry warlock, and Gushy Matix.
To our knowledge, are the PolyArmoury company at all aware of the fact that these particular knockoffs are being made, and or by who?
Did you tell Vendirak after you encountered them previously at the other warehouse you were
I
at?
don't remember doing so.
I mean, you didn't in universe. I'm asking if that's something you might have brought up.
I feel like it's a thing we would bring up. Is this the
Then
same?
yes, they know.
Yeah, the same brands and the same like. Did we previously know the company that had been making them?
You're not aware of who is actually making them. You are aware that fake tracks exist in the world, and in many ways they are more dangerous as a result of the fact that they're quite badly made. And although they might wear similar brands or similar sounding brands to the ones that really exist, by virtue of the fact that they are more poorly made, you know, a spring could go here, a poison trap could go off there, a fake Squirtytronics device could suddenly just explode and cast cold blast over a large area of wherever it happened to be.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna like head you off at the pass here, Astrid. Are you thinking about us using these to try and get into the safe?
I mean, I wasn't thinking of using these to get into the safe. But now that you mention it...
Okay, I'm gonna say no, Because these are
Okay.
defective things, and I don't think we should be trying to carry them from one place to another in case they malfunction and we die.
You make a very good point.
I don't know what you're thinking of with these, but I want to get into that safe, and I think I've got what I maybe need to get in.
Oh, yeah. Is it to do with the screws?
It's a handful of rusty screws, which is a small pointy metal thing we can jab around in a lock. And at which point I
shit!
start sprinting back because I'm just excited that I feel like we're doing something competently because I found a thing.
Wait, Brilmara, stop! I stop Brilmara.
Valarie, I found a thing though!
I high-five Brilmara.
Okay,
Let's go!
I high five, we run!
Dash, dash, dash!
We will come back to this factory, but also I'm just like, I'm excited. I'm excited. I don't want to mess around in there till I try my thing.
You dash back to the PolyArmoury and are standing in front of the safe.
Do you want to try this?
Brilmara, give me those screws!
Here's the screws. Have my screw.
Valarie cracks her knuckles. Does that hand stretch that you do when you link them all together and sort of stretch your arms out. Sucks her finger, sticks it up in the air to check the direction of the wind, and attempts to use the screws to pick the lock of the safe. Yay!
You pick the safe.
I high-five Brilmara and give her a big kiss.
Yay!
Okay.
I kiss
Mwah.
back. We get very excited. Mwah. We opened the safe.
with some fucking screws. You're brilliant. That was great. That was good, that was.
You swing the safe open, and inside there is a bag with 2,000 gold and a hash stone.
Ooh.
And that's all that seems to be in there.
The hash stone's interesting. It would suggest that they were trying to verify something valuable was real relatively recently.
We'll have a look around as well.
Perception.
14.
2.
Thrall,
Oh. 0.
Can I get Puff to perceive?
technically.
Activate the drone.
22.
Nice. Nice.
As you are starting to depart, Puff flaps down and starts scratching at the bottom of the safe, which,
Oh.
now that you think about it, is quite high up, considering the actual outside size of the safe.
Fake.
Is there a secret?
Oh.
Is there a secret drawer?
You start to investigate where Puff is scratching, and you find a small hole at the back of the safe. Once you've pulled other things like the ledger and stuff, nothing particularly useful. You pull that back, and at the bottom,
There's a thing in the bottom. Who doesn't like a thing in the bottom? It's always good to know what's in the bottom. Saves you awkward conversations.
in the bottom of the safe, hidden underneath this hidden false bottom, there is a
family of skeletons.
down a dark, dark hole, down a dark, dark stair.
Yes.
There
Sorry, I
is-
couldn't help myself.
There is quite a hefty-looking morning star.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
Can I make a history check
Always.
to see if I recognise it? I get a 12.
It's a pretty standard morning star. You probably might even recognise the craft person, but it's a sort of general mass-produced morning star. It is, however, a +1. You can tell from that.
Oh, nice.
Does it in any way react to the hash stone?
No way whatsoever.
No, they don't react to each other.
It's just like it's a nice, good quality morning star. Does anyone want to take that as a weapon?
You know what, Brilmara, this feels like your sort of thing.
Yeah, I think that this would go nicely in my stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, do you
Shall
want
I
to add
keep
a
the
morning
rapier
star
then?
+1 to your equipment?
Yeah.
You can keep the rapier, yeah?
Yeah, cool.
Do you want to
Okay.
add that to your equipment?
Yeah, sure thing.
Look at you two tooling up.
Yeah, got a nice little arsenal going on now.
Yeah. And while you're doing this, you think you hear another noise like some rubble falling or something in the not too distant distance.
I think we go back to the warehouse quickly before it falls apart or anything.
Yeah, that might be a good idea, actually.
That's my concern, is if that place is falling apart because we know it's only got one stable wall currently.
Yeah.
Back to the warehouse!
You head back to the warehouse and back through the door that you previously knocked over, and you think you hear some noise deeper in the warehouse.
Oh.
I would like to do a perception check to see if I can tell where the sound is coming from and or what it is. So, 2 perception.
That's respectable.
You think there's a sound coming from behind you. You turn around and walk straight into the edge of the door that you've just come in through.
Yeah, that is not very perceptive.
And you gag a bit on the smell of...
Anyone else want to help? I feel ill. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I think because she's feeling quite queasy, there's a bit of tears in her eyes and just...
That's fair.
Wasn't easy to tell.
Yeah. I make a perception check to see if I can sense anything out.
Do it now!
Oh, no.
You rolled a 3.
Yeah, I did.
So you turn around thinking you hear the sound behind you, but...
It's just the reverberations, dude.
Now that you've turned around, you think that there might be a noise from the other direction. Gonna have one for the boy?
Yeah, sure. 3. Oh, it might be so bad adventures. Bad adventures.
You can't tell what the noise is or where it's coming from.
That's all right. I'm sure it's fine. Cross his fingers.
Okay, I'm going to use thaumaturgy and shout, "Who the heck is in here?"
As you shout with your voice magnified up to 3 times, several things happen. You hear what sounds like someone in the distance moaning. 2 boxes of traps fall off from their positions in their quite unstableness.
Oops.
And a wall at the far end of the warehouse collapses. Everyone roll dexterity to get out of the way of falling bits of trap that are exploding on the floor.
16.
You are deft and get well out of the way.
Excellent.
Nice!
You are not so deft, but you do get out of the way. Just about.
Yeah.
And the boy?
Oh, the boy got a natural 20.
The boy just steps to one side and gives the gesture of no, after you, as a bit of trap rolls. Just breezes past his face. But he's super chill about it. And let's have one for Puff, Le Magique Dragon.
Puff, 21!
Puff just flies up a little bit, and all is good. What do you want to do now you have survived?
So you said we heard what sounded like a moan,
You
correct?
heard a moan.
I want to make
no.
my way toward where the moan came from.
You carefully pick your way across the remains of the warehouse, being quite cautious, given that you know what happens when a loud noise happens in here now.
I don't continue to shout with thaumaturgy.
You pick your way to the far end of the warehouse, and here you see remains of some kind of shipping. There's a long table which has some bowls on it. There appears to be something, it may once have been a fungus, but now it's gone mouldy and horrible in these bowls, and it smells awful. There are a number of chains connected to the table that seem to be leading off a little ways away behind some fallen boxes. And the moaning appears to be louder and coming from the other side of these boxes. And you think you can even hear voices.
Yeah.
Brilmara, I think there might be zombies.
Why do you say zombies? I'm just assuming people who are kind of hurt and trapped under there and can't move because of chains and as such are moaning because they're in pain.
Is the smell getting stronger?
No, I mean, apart from the fact that there is that smell of rot from the things on the table, there's...
Okay.
I
Yeah,
mean,
maybe it's
the
not
sort of-
I reckon it's people that just need helping. I want to start trying to gently move these boxes out the way as gently as possible.
Okay, then roll me a nice gentle roll for gently moving the gentle things gently.
What would a gentle roll be?
I guess more
Make a
dexterity.
gentility save.
Sorry?
I think Astrid wants you to do something with your genitals. I'm suggesting dexterity.
Okay. 15!
Nice!
Even with disadvantage, heck!
Are you helping Astrid?
Yes, I am. 13.
Okay, you are helping the boy.
Yeah, go on. Oh, actually.
Every additional
hindsight-
person we introduce heightens the risk that one of us will get a low number and drop a box and everything will fuck up.
So, I'm thinking we're in the building of a company that maybe doesn't like PolyArmoury employees and may have heard about us because of the other warehouse we went to where, we kind of fucked
It's
their shit
fine.
up.
That's why I said we take the badges off and we only flash them when required, like the PARP that we are.
It's true. You make a very good point.
Yeah.
Okay. The boy will make a dexterity save because the boy is very good at dexterity and gets a 4.
See, what did I just say about
I'm
introducing more
sorry.
people to the Knicks and the
I'm
increasing the chance
sorry.
of a low number?
I'm sorry.
Brilmara picks up a box and hands it to Madame Valarie, who hands it off to Thrall, who accidentally drops it on his toe.
Oh.
The trap doesn't go off, but between the three of you then lift it back off of Thrall and push the box between you to sort of out of the way position.
Okay.
After a couple more of these, which the boy sits out the rest of, it takes you a little bit longer as a result, but you do manage to get through there. Eventually you do find there are some pretty beaten up looking people under here. They are all gnomes, all chained by their ankles.
Oh my god, they're gnome slaves.
They look pretty malnourished, and amongst them you notice that not all of them survived under there.
Oh,
and
God.
in order to survive the 2 odd weeks since the tragedy happened here, they might have been having to eat the remains of their colleagues.
Hey, there's no judgment from me here. If someone's already dead, and you're gonna die if you don't do it, I think you made the right move, no.
It's not judgment, it's just immense sadness of the horrors that these poor gnomes have had to go through.
And they look at you with stunned eyes. They're too parched to make any real sound beyond a sort of
I kneel
vague
down
croak.
and give them water from my water skin.
You don't have any water skin.
Oh no, I don't know what to do now.
Do we have any water left by any chance from yesterday?
I wouldn't think so. It wasn't a very big bottle.
Shit.
Okay, well,
You do a scour around town.
before we do, I do want to quickly look, because like my priority is get these guys out of here before this place falls apart anymore. We can deal with dehydration afterwards. Is there like a singular lock that we could probably remove to get the locks off of these gnomes?
Each of them has an individual lock on their ankles. In theory, you could break a single link of the chain and get them out that way.
Okay.
So, what weapons do you have and what kinds of damage do they do? Because I only have one weapon that does slashing damage, the other do piercing, and the one that does slashing is a whip, and I'm not sure the whip would get through.
I have a nice morning star with +1. I could try giving a smack with, or what spell options do I have for getting through something like that?
Yeah. I forgot that I can cast magic.
What can Puff do? That's a good question. I'm gonna try and whack the chain with the mace, with the morning star.
For a 9, you make a smash on it, and it seems like if you kept going at this, you could probably do it.
Okay, I smack again with the morning star. 17.
Nice.
And you manage to break one of the links.
Okay, how many of these gnomes are there currently that appear to be alive still?
3.
Okay, if I can take one, Madame Valarie can take one, and we give one to Puff to carry out.
And the 2 dead ones are still chained to the others.
Leave the dead ones.
Okay, so you're dragging along 2 dead gnomes while pulling...
Oh, sorry, no, we didn't know the chain
Oh.
was linked up like that.
Basically, they each have a shackle on their legs individually, but it's sort of the chain that connects them to the table. You've broken that, so you can move them from where they are,
Okay,
but they are still tied to each other.
it's fine. For the second, we'll just drag them with the dead people attached.
Oh god, no, don't do that. That
Look,
might...
right now the priority is get the living ones out of the crumbling building. What if I try like smacking the morning star to try and break the leg so that we can just take them off of the chain?
Absolutely. I'm not going to make you roll for that. It's a morning star. You can hit a bit of dead flesh that's not moving.
Okay. So I break these guys off at the leg so that I can, we
Yep.
don't have to drag them.
And you take them very carefully back towards the entrance you came in through. As you get through, you hear another large crash from behind. It sounds like more of this place is falling apart. It is not the most wonderful place and stable place to be hanging out right now.
Well, let's get outside. And, if we want to sift through the rubble after it falls apart, that's great, but let's get ourselves out first.
Yeah, you're out of the warehouse.
Okay, can I send Puff up to do a scout for some water? That'd be perception from Puff.
Yeah.
20!
Hey.
Boom. Puff flies up and has a look around, and with the telepathy, this time much better than before, you do find somewhere that should have some fluid for you to imbibe.
Okay, let's get the gnomes over there, ASAP.
Okay, you follow the directions and come to the local tavern.
Ooh. Is there water and or booze?
There appear to be a lot of broken barrels, but in the back room you find a small well with a bucket attached, so you could winch water out from what sounds like an underground stream.
I want to try and get some water out of there, as well as ideally finding some containers, if there's any containers that aren't smashed, that we could basically use like water pouches.
Investigation?
7.
It's a bar, there's mugs.
I'll take some mugs.
You bring up some mugs of water, you're handing them to your friends.
Yep, and the gnomes.
That's who I meant, but anyway.
Well, I don't know if we're friends yet.
Oh my god.
They might hate us. I don't know.
I think at this point they're just relieved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just horribly traumatised by 2.5 weeks of sitting next to their rotting friends.
As Brilmara is giving the gnomes water from the well, I'm going to curiously have a little nose into the tavern and have a little look around. My passive perception is 11. Do I see anything interesting with that? What do I see with that?
As I have described, it's a tavern, certainly. The tables are smashed. A lot of the building's been burnt quite badly. There doesn't appear to be much in the way of barrels intact. What there is, you would have to check individually.
I have a little closer look. I'll make an investigation check. 7.
You knock on a few barrels. Most of them sound quite empty.
Okay. I go back out and check on the gnomes and how they're coming along and how giving them water is going.
You hand the mugs of water to the gnomes. Oh, thank you so much. God, I don't even know how long we've been here. It's
okay. It's okay.
The impression I get from the omniscient gods is a couple of weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks, maybe. You know, just a gut feeling.
Luthic be praised.
We're gonna get you somewhere safe.
Oh, is there anywhere left?
Yes.
Safe in this world?
Yes, we can take you there. Places that are well guarded. Have you ever
horrible.
been to Moortown?
It sounds awful, but it's got
It's
to be
alright.
better than this.
There's a Daru's.
I was kidnapped young. I don't really know what that is.
I'll show you what a Daru's is. We'll buy you a meal. We'll make sure that you're in a good situation when we get back there, okay?
I love that we've rescued someone from slavery, and your first thing is like, yeah, I'll teach you what Daru's is.
Go and meet some other slaves.
Oh god, no! I didn't think about the implications. Let's maybe not take them to Daru's.
You said you'll take him to Daru's now. That's up to you. To
I will
deal
go
with.
into Daru's without them, buy them a meal, and come out with the meal. There we go.
The things we did to survive.
There's nothing else you could have done.
You did what you had to survive, and you're here and you're alive. Like sometimes that's just what you've got to do.
What's left?
There are
What have we become?
there are towns left. There are places that you can start afresh. And I know it sometimes feels like, you know, stuff is hard to move on from, but
We can stop this from ever happening to anyone else, and that's the least we can do at this point. That's the most we can do at this point.
What is your plan then?
I think we should drop these gnome people back to the carts and pop the force field on to keep them safe, just in case anything does show up.
Force field question. If someone's in the force field when it's activated, are they prevented from leaving?
Yes.
Okay. I only ask just in case, you know, we come back and it's like, oh no, we locked all the gnomes in and they took the money and ran.
They can't leave, and the brakes are locked, so they can't steal the cart either.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah,
that's good.
it's all good.
Just getting my confirmations before we do anything.
Yeah,
Otherwise, the
fair
pigs
enough.
could wander off on their own.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, my assumption with the pigs is that they're tied to the cart and the cart has its wheels locked, but the gnomes presumably aren't locked to the cart.
Okay.
Okay, yep, we'll drop off the gnomes and investigate the town a little bit further, see if we can find anything else of note.
before we do, just as a nice little bit of pleasantry during this episode, I want to sit down and have a little conversation, if you'll indulge me. Do you mind if I sit down and just have a chat with the pigs and Michael Newt? Just because I just kind of want to say hi to them. So first, I just want to be like...
Whilst this conversation is happening, Valarie is playing cards with the gnomes.
Do they know how to play cards? Being slaves?
I'm teaching them how to play rummy.
Okay.
I just want to be like, hi Michael Newt, this is weird. How are you?
Speak to animals. Isn't there like an intelligence level minimum?
Yeah, there probably is. Oh well. Let's have a look. Knowledge and awareness is limited by their intelligence. They can give information about nearby locations, monsters, whatever they can perceive or have perceived. So they're not going to be great conversation, but I just want to, like, you know, hey.
Okay, who are you starting with, the pigs or Michael?
I want to start with Michael. Hey, Michael. Hey.
Food? Have food?
Oh, hey.
Have food. Food.
We'll find food.
Friend.
Best friend.
I love Michael. Michael is the best character in the show.
Best friend.
And Michael does a little step on either front foot.
Okay.
And then does a wink with each eye and then a blink.
And I do a wink with each eye and a blink back.
Friend.
And now it's time to talk to the pigs.
It's going to be so fucking weird if we get a spell that increases a creature's intelligence and Michael just becomes like a super genius. Hello, dearest Brilmara.
Greetings, Brilmara. How on this fine afternoon?
So, hey, pigs.
Hello.
How are you all doing? How are you all doing? You good?
Pull cart.
Yeah. Very good pull
More
cart.
carrots.
Very good pull cart.
Give them a belly rub.
I give them a belly rub. Like belly rub?
Yes. Belly rub, good. Carrot. Carrot, pull cart. Have carrot.
Good pull cart. Belly rub, yes.
Have carrot.
Do we have any carrots to feed them currently?
There is usually a bag of carrots on the back of the
Okay,
cart.
I give them each a carrot.
No. Bank.
I take
Carrot.
I take later. I take one extra carrot and I offer it to Michael Newt.
Michael Newt looks confused because the carrot is bigger than he is.
I break off I break
goodness.
off a small piece that looks manageable to eat and I put
like
it down by him.
It's like that picture of the hamster trying to eat a banana.
Michael Newt pokes it a bit and looks at you and looks at the carrot and looks at the pigs because the pigs look a little bit jealous at this waste of carrot.
I don't trust this thing.
And
No, sir.
Michael Newt blinks with both eyes, winks with both eyes, and then blinks.
I leave the little bit of carrot with him and the rest of the carrot I snap into thirds and give to the pigs.
Orange.
I
And the pigs go.
I leave
Have carrot?
I leave the I leave the little bit of carrot with Michael just in case he wants to try it. Do I have anything I can feed Michael that Michael would want?
I think newts eat insects. I could be wrong.
Okay, I'll keep an eye open for any insect carcasses.
Sorry,
They like water life, water shrimps, water fleas, Daphnia, lesser water boatmen, small crustaceans,
So basically
mayfly
just
nymphs,
small insects.
small insects,
Okay,
leeches, and other water-dwelling invertebrates.
I will look out for small insects. We should probably explore the rest of the town. Sorry for that diversion, but I had to.
It's absolutely fine. What are you looking for?
I think my main thing I want to do is I want to walk around the remains of the polyarmoury with the hash stone, just waving the hash stone around things, trying to see if it reacts to anything.
So like using it like a metal detector.
Yeah, I want to see if it
Okay.
can clue us into anything of value left in the polyarmoury.
That's a good plan, actually.
You head back to the polyarmoury and you do a swipe around for a while, and eventually, not far from where the safe was, clutched in the arms of, or what remains of the arms, of another member of staff. You think maybe a goblin? Very hard to tell. Is a great sword. There's a red stone in the pommel.
Does the hash stone react to this?
It does.
And the hash stone was in the safe.
It was.
Okay, I want to go take this, and I think this is the big thing we're taking back to check with the other PolyArmoury branch and be like, we found this.
Can I make a history check to see if I recognise it at all?
Please.
7.
It looks like a nice sword. It seems like it might be old.
I get a 10 in history.
It seems like it might be old.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, well, we have what is almost definitely likely the thing that we need. So, in regards to further investigating the town, I think I want to have another once over, generally, to see if I missed anything the last time that might have caught my eye. But I'm going to look more carefully, so perhaps an investigation check, or just a perception check again?
Yeah, you can investigate. It's going to take you a while.
Okay, no, I'll just have another general once over. I'll make a perception check. Natural 20.
In the shadows, not far off from where you're standing, you are fairly certain you can see a humanoid shape, or maybe goblinoid shape. It appears to be quite small, and it is staying really, really, really still.
Oh, Brilmara,
Yes.
look over there. And I point towards the goblinoid creature figure standing very, very still. Do you think we should investigate?
I'm going to use Puff to use limited telepathy to say to this humanoid figure, hey, we see you over there, come out.
Roll persuasion?
Persuasion 23 with disadvantage.
Nice!
You-
That's really good.
You hear a sound like, "Oh," and then sort of very slowly and stiffly, this figure straightens up and starts to very carefully move slightly towards you.
Oh,
I'm not dangerous. Yeah, I used to live here. I'm looking for a thing.
What?
Please don't kill me.
No, it's okay. What thing are you looking for?
Stepping out of the shadows and looking nervous as all heck is a small dwarf.
oh.
Regular dwarf, not Durgar. They are sort of balding on top, but they have a little bit at the sides, going down into a fine red beard, which is knotted at the bottom with a small silver clasp of some kind. And across their back, they have a lute. So, what was the question? What were you looking for?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what were you looking for?
Well, if my family, we've been bards for generations. I used to live here, and I'm looking for the family songbook. It's important history. I realise most of it's verbal, but it's good to have a good songbook. Some me great grandfather's songs are in there. Wouldn't want to lose them all.
I make an insight check to try and weigh up the vibe that this dwarf is giving off. And I get a 14.
Okay, he seems pretty legit.
Do you need help? We're in the area, we might as well.
If you don't mind, I'm a bit worried that them humans might come back or something.
Don't worry, we've dealt with that type before. Pretty effectively.
Okay, let's have investigation quickly from everyone.
Investigation. I get a 3.
Pistol.
Can I use my point of inspiration to do my investigation?
17.
Nice.
While hunting through the house, you find a small chest of drawers, and you pull the drawer out, and in the damage that it suffered, the bottom just falls completely out of it. And there appear to be a few items of small jewellery, bits of random household items, including a nice brooch. In there is a small-ish leather-bound book.
Is this it?
You hold it up, and the dwarf looks absolutely elated. That's it, yeah. That's thank you so much. Oh goodness, I never thought I'd see this again. Say,
Oh, pleasure to be of service. We never quite caught your name, actually.
Ferris, I'm Bard.
Ferris.
Ferris, like iron.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Hey,
my name's...
that's pretty metal.
I reach out my hand in a friendly fashion and say, name's Valarie.
Pleased to meet you, Valarie. I'm Ferris. I'm a Bard. I said that already.
Nah, it's all good.
Sorry, it's been
nerve-wracking as all hell running around here,
Yeah, it's not too great, is it?
and I feel really queasy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't blame you.
I feel like I've been doing marginally worse at everything I've done since I've been here due to that queasiness. It's like I've had to try everything twice and done it the worst of the 2 times.
That sounds awful. I felt very much the same.
It's very disadvantageous.
Quite right. Is that your car over there?
Over there, yeah, that's us.
Listen, I hope it's not too much to ask. You've already done so much for me, but you couldn't give us a lift just outside town. I'm heading north to the fairy forest. If you wouldn't mind, if it's not out of your way.
That's the direction we've got to go anyway, out of character, isn't it? Yep.
Yeah, it is.
And
we're going that direction toward town anyway, so we might as well.
Am I right to assume that your earlier statement that he seems sincere maintains to now?
If you would like to also check.
So that'd be insight.
No,
it was nice, but then I got queasy. Now it's a 4.
You can't really tell.
I mean, I sized him up and he seemed pretty legit. I say we adopt the usual and sensible quantity of caution.
You head back to the cart, and Ferris actually has to sort of stand on the back step and cling on, because already you have 3 slightly injured-looking gnomes.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Ferris points you in the direction of what you have been described as the fairy forest. Well, I think we shall leave it there for today.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us. So, Laura, where can we find you?
You can find me Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 UK at kotaku.co.uk. You can also find me on Twitter at LauraKBuzz, which is also where you can find me on YouTube.
Excellent. And Astrid?
If you go to jaffameister.com, that's JAFFAMEISTER.com, you can find all of my content on the internet, ranging from personal comedy features about communism and mashing that communism into video games.
Mash that communism.
Mash it like some potatoes. You can also find all of my Indie Haven content, of which I'm the editor-in-chief, so you can take a look at some fancy video content that we're getting from our contributor Josh Rivers now, or you can find some interesting features talking about gay shit in indie games from me and a variety of other people. Yeah, it's good gay shit. And you can also find all of my freelance work, which can also be found if you go to Waypoint or the Morning Star or another mystery location, and you should stay tuned to find out where that mystery location might be next week. Very exciting. You can also find me on Twitter at Jaffameister, spelt the same as the website, where I talk a bunch about stuff, and it's also where I post all of my work up to date. So go follow me, go say hi, all that jazz.
Thank you very much. And I can be found as @ManiacJaniac on Twitter. I can also be found as @PolyArmoury SMR, where I tweet about this show and all the silliness that entails, all the mysteries of the Underdark. You can find Madame Valerie's Twitter as Valarie PolySMR. You can find the PolyArmoury official Instagram, PolyCuties. Yeah. And if you would like to enter the PolyArmoury competition to win a copy of A Hat in Time on Steam, all you have to do is make some art or some music or something related to PolyArmoury. Do get it sent in using the hashtag PolySMR, and we will pick a winner on the 15th of November. Thank you very much for joining us. Join us again sometime. Bye.
Bye.
Farewell. Excellent.
There we go.